Hi, Internet.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm
Hey.
Chan.
I'm JD.
That's JD.
And that's Mike.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, gravy folk?
And that would be the man hitting the buttons, the Brinkalizer.
Back again.
Back again.
It's Wednesday. It's my Friday of podcasting. It's very exciting.
Seems like it's been forever since we've done this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
been a minute.
Hi, everybody in the chat.
Hi, chat.
It's not very many, so it's
Toy Mafia,
Benny, Toy
Benny,
Mafia,
P. Ferguson,
Wolfie, Eric.
Hello. So nice to see you guys. Greg, hey!
Greg T.
Hey!
What's shaking, everybody?
Greg, since we've become friends, every once in a while I get like something in my Facebook feed from you, and it's nothing but a bunch of squares. I don't know what it means, but I just scroll by. Yeah.
It's hip to be square.
I guess so.
Be square. It's Huey Lewis.
Uh-huh.
Secret code.
That's what it is.
Poems, everybody.
I like Huey Lewis.
Comes himself
I'm
a
not gonna
poet.
lie. Okay.
He says it's Wordle.
Wordle.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
I heard about that on the news.
What's up, Dave?
Wordle.
Yeah.
Wow, my thing is all screwy on this side. You
Uh-oh.
can't see the bottom comment.
He says you can't take me till my birthday.
You can't. You're not allowed.
No. Load.
Everybody knows your game, Brian.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then,
games.
Speaking of games.
I guess.
Yeah. So, what's everybody working on tonight?
me,
Uh-huh.
I am going to do a little Motu Constructs.
Yes.
Land Shark.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm excited to play with this little roboto.
I believe those are sitting in my pile of loot right now.
Huh.
Yeah, those are fun. Those Mega Constructs.
What are you working on, Mike?
I'm still working on this. This is Paul's Customs.
I forget how to do it. How do you? Here it is.
Oh, there we go. Sorry for the bad camera. I'm just kind of in the process of doing the blend on the horns right now.
Very
on her
nice.
face a little bit.
Yeah.
This is a really cool sculpt. And then this is the torso that comes with her.
That looks
Has some little
like
spikes and stuff.
it's from Diablo, the chick from, what is it, Diablo 3 or 4?
Could be.
The head sculpt does. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Can I see that again real quick?
You're talking oh my.
Does it look like that to you?
A
Do you see
little
what
bit,
I'm saying?
yeah.
A little bit. Very cool, man. Very cool.
It's a very, very good, highly detailed. And I had a ogre leg broken. He's gluing right now. There's no way I could pull that little thing out. So I just fixed a pose that I liked and put him in it.
Oh.
And I might open up one of my barbarian builders later on.
Nice.
That's what I got going.
Is oh shoot. I don't know
what are you working on, Chan? While he figures out what he's gonna say.
It won't take him long. Brian's quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the Diablo thing that you're talking about?
Let's find out. No, no.
Okay.
It's a female character from.
Poor chicken.
I
the
googled
video
Diablo
game.
3 chick, and I'm getting a lot of weird things.
Well, there was a
Chicken.
chicken. There was a chicken in it.
It's-
Too.
Is it the third one or the fourth one that has her in it? And
Well,
is she
fourth-
supposed to be Lilith?
Fourth one's not out yet, but I feel like
Wasn't
that's what
is
is
that
in the trailer.
Yeah, she's in the trailer for the Diablo 4.
Oh, here we are.
You find it?
Yeah, Lilith.
That head sculpt, I follow him on Instagram. I found the sculptors that did that.
Yeah.
Oh
person.
yeah. Wow.
Yes.
That does look like her.
Damn.
I've never played Diablo, so I don't.
Well,
It's a fun game. a pretty fun game.
it's so much fun.
That trailer is pretty fun too. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So
there she is.
by a nice coincidence, I got the blue wings,
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
nice.
and it's not a perfect match, but it's just close enough to where I'm not even gonna bother painting. I'll put these on her when I'm done. I think.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
drag
Sure, I
rush or anything on them.
I don't. Maybe we'll see. Probably usually at that point when I'm assembling, I'm like ready to put together and start the next one. Which is
Right.
a very bad habit of mine, but I can't help it. It's like, all right, next. I love the beginning part and I love the end part. The middle part can get a little stagnant sometimes.
Right.
I get it.
You asked me what I'm working on?
Yeah.
I am working on finishing my tree with the dry brushing. I've got a lot of work done to it as of late. So
Oh wow.
Some stones and shit in there. This thing looks fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Heck
What's
yeah,
that long, like, is that just a big long root coming out the side?
yep.
No, the one that's pointed
The
at
part-
you.
The part she's holding.
The phallic part.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is just another piece of the hill. It has to wrap
Oh,
around.
okay.
It looks like a giant dick, but it's not. I
Brian
promise.
zoomed right in on that.
Yeah, it's just it's actually gonna be bushes. So that's even funnier. But yeah, I'm just working on some dry brushing, finishing some stuff up, getting into the details of things. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm playing with paint. Yes.
Yes.
What are you doing, JD?
What's
I don't
the
know.
captain of this ship doing?
I think the captain.
Yep.
Listen. I'm the captain.
Dreadfire Roberts.
There will be no survivors. Sorry. Anyway, go on. honey.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do.
Oh.
I have some stuff sitting in front of me that I've started, but that's for another project.
Sure.
So, here, let me switch my camera and we'll figure this out. So, I have some
Parking meters.
parking meters that I started. And then those would be like lamp posts, but like I got to build, the don't walk signs. I also started this
Oh man.
odd contraption.
Oh, neon lights for a bar.
Yeah.
Yes?
for A CD
Dude,
club.
how did you know?
Wow.
I distinctly remember us talking about this last time, I think.
Yeah. So I tested it out on like a piece of foam and I can get it to work. So this, I had some spare plastic and I chopped it up and then used cardstock and made a frame for it.
What does it say? Like live, laugh, love? Like something like that.
No.
Yes, that's exactly what it. Because you know JD, that would be right up his alley.
You for something
backwards.
It's
for
backwards.
It's backwards.
for no.
Nope.
The middle word is not for. FOR.
No, you're close though.
It does start with an F.
Yep. And it has an O in the middle.
Fox
Yep.
Club. The
Nope.
Fox Club.
Nope.
You're
It's a 4-letter word.
Hunt.
Think,
Fox Hunt.
No, think like strip club.
Pole.
Foxhole.
The
Foxhole.
Yeah.
The foxhole.
Yeah.
hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
The foxhole. Ooh.
So that's, I got all my holes made, and yeah, I don't know.
He's got to run the wire.
I got to run the wire and find a
So
spot.
let me ask you: Are you are you gonna thread it through?
Yep.
And that's how it works.
Yep. So it'll, thread through all these holes.
That's going to be cool.
So I did it smaller than this on a piece of foam, and I got it to work, and it was legible. And
Well, I'm really curious about this. Is the lit up side going to be the side we're looking at, or the side bump? Okay.
Yep.
Because you have to think of like negative space, sort of, if you're threading it.
Yeah.
Huh.
You really want to see him do this? I do too. I want to see what it looks like really bad.
Well, what if he's embarrassed that it's not going to be good?
I think it'll be good.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I've got faith.
Brian's like, it's gonna suck. No, I'm kidding.
I just have to be careful not to break this, because
Hey, buddy.
the plastic breaks kind of easily.
Do you have?
But
What kind of plastic? What kind of plastic is it?
This is
Make toys.
it's clear plastic from a. It's like a, I don't know. It's a weird like picture frame thing.
Okay.
Weird picture frame.
Yeah.
thing.
So I just like sanded it and primed it and then painted it a bunch.
But it's kind of cool that you wrote it on the other side so that you can, you
So
know,
something to follow along with. Yeah.
see, that's a smart way of doing that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea.
So now I kind of see, I'm really intrigued by this.
All
But
right.
if you don't want to work on this, you feel free to work on something else.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this would take you too terribly long to do this part.
No.
No. So if you wanted to prime something and let it sit and dry while you thread that, it might be a good way to handle it.
I don't get it.
If you wanted to paint like the meters or whatever.
Oh. No.
Or not. Whatever.
Okay.
I have dry
So-
brushing to do,
So my ideas were to either do this or these little things, a fire hydrant, or I could use this and make a mailbox.
A mailbox?
A
A
mailbox.
112 mailbox?
Yeah.
like a postal mailbox.
Yeah.
Like a street corner mailbox.
Oh, like all the spies put their dead drop marks on and whatnot.
Right.
Mhm.
Enemy of the state.
You know.
All right. Well, let's do this.
All right.
You all
Very
seem to be more interested in that than anything else.
We're going
Do
to be doing
it,
electricity.
So,
And Greg T has sent us some stuff to share. I'm just getting that ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. While he's getting ready to do this, go ahead and
Well,
share it.
grab.
I got to
I
get ready first.
There you go. Sorry.
I'm not ready.
Okay. Sorry, Brian. I'm all excited. I'm like, let's see it. No.
I'll be ready in like 30 seconds.
I'm
1,000. No, I'm kidding. I'm
I'm
not
gonna
do
grab
that.
some stuff to weather here. So.
Okay. Shaking some paint. That's all I'm doing. Shaking the paint. It's funny how many layers of color go into certain dry brush situations.
Yeah, when I watch JD doing the head sculpt or something, I'm after about the 4th or 5th layer, I'm like, that's beautiful, man. And then he keeps adding more. I'm like, wait, don't. You're going to ruin it. Then it keeps looking even better. I'm like, I would have stopped at like 3 coats. But it's always awesome when it's done at the end.
It's kind of fun to mix the colors too.
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize. Because a lot like you, I'm like, that's enough. I don't want to do anymore because I don't want to mess it up, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's going on here?
Oh,
This is
look
from
at that.
Greg.
That looks good.
Yeah, he's
Really good.
making
Working
some
on
stone
Hell
paths,
yeah.
Ooh,
Look at this guy.
that looks
carving up
good.
little grooves. It's using the looks like this is the lawn and leaf bag stuff. Maybe I buy this from Lowe's. He gets it from King something.
Could be grocery
America's
bags too.
grocery stores do paper bags still.
Yeah, you can ask for paper bags at grocery stores still.
Oh, that's wild.
Looks like good old apple barrel black there.
Ooh, nice depth, man.
He's
Yeah,
carving it out. This is so this is interesting here. So do you think maybe like this is going to be front facing, so he did go further on down as opposed
Could
to
be.
just doing the top?
Could be. A
Uh-huh.
lot of the time when it comes to like front facing, you know, or side facing areas, we carve them out so they match up, right? And then do the pen trick where you smooth out the edges and then take the concrete blocks. Some people use aluminum foil, some people use bricks, and we'll damage that just as much as the rest so that it still has that same effect.
I'm not sure if he's using the pen trick here, unless that's what he started out with, because it looks like he's cut this stuff out, unless he used something. But you see how this almost looks like they're individual pieces that he glued together, which is kind of neat. But there's more.
Oh, but wait. Ooh, nice
wow.
colors, man.
Fucking mochi stuff.
Whoa. That looks really good, Greg. That looks really good. Yay!
So yeah, he's got his base coats and his dry brushing, and his different layers.
Excellent work.
One layer at a time, man.
And then it stacks.
Wow, that looks really good, dude. That's huge.
Yeah, what this isn't like Motu Construct scale, is it? Like how big is this?
From here it does, yeah, it's not that far away. What scale is this for, buddy? It looks really good though. I like it.
Yeah,
Man, this looks great.
I like those colors.
And is this your first try, Greg? Because way to knock it out of the park, man.
Motu
Origins. Okay.
Yeah, that's that's
Oh, that looks good.
Hey. Wow, look at that.
There's that
Freaking
throne he
blue.
won. Very nice.
And then oh wait, there's more.
Yes.
There's more.
Oh no.
The canned bread.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
On the shelf. Wow, buddy.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea, using that. Make a little riser out of foam.
Yep.
It's always nice to give yourself a little like dimension on your shelves. That looks really good, Craig.
It does look great. Good job.
Man, look at that. Is this all Origins?
Yeah.
Wow.
God, they've been cranking these things out.
Yes, they have.
I haven't even opened any of mine yet. I got a bunch of them.
That's a classic Sculptor there.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Greg. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for trying to do the stuff that JD's teaching everybody to do.
Well, we gotta. So, like it's like he said, I was able to do this with the help of the gravy team. We have to bring back the. They learned it by watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always nice to share what you learn along the way.
Yeah, I love seeing people's stuff
It's
like
good.
that.
So if you have any tips you want to share with us, come on, man. Come on the show. We'll have fun.
And no problem, Greg. Like we're very appreciative that you watch the show and participate. So least we can do is, some of the stuff that we make, give it out to our peoples,
And hopefully we can run into each other at another show, or you can come visit if you want to.
Or you can come visit. Yeah. You're not too terribly far.
Chan, I'd like you to talk to me about this soup they made tonight.
Oh. Oh.
So I'm interested in the noodles. Because at first I thought that these were the noodles that they put in like the box macaroni and cheese, which
No.
I have never seen sold outside of that box. So I don't even know what kind of noodle it's called.
It's called bucatini.
Well, this one is. Yeah.
Yeah. And it actually has, it does have a hole in the middle, kind of like macaroni, but it's really, really small.
Uh-huh.
And I prefer it sometimes. It's a little thicker noodle than standard spaghetti, and sometimes I just enjoy it more. And I had never experienced anyone using that kind of thing in soup. So when I found the recipe, I was like, whoa, that's an interesting idea. And you just break it or cut it after it's cooked to the size you want it to be. I thought I shared the recipe on the Realm of Cooks, but I may not have. I thought I did.
What is crack chicken?
It's some crazy chicken noodle soup recipe where they use ranch dressing in the soup broth or whatever. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I'm not interested in that kind of flavoring in my soup. So
that's nasty.
Yeah, so I did my own thing. But the bucatini, I would highly recommend grabbing some of that for just spaghetti or Alfredo or anything like that. It's pretty fun in soup too. It's and then they're the length of spaghetti noodles. They're just a little more fun to me because I like noodles. Ooh. And no, they're not gluten-free, womp womp, but every once in a while, I gotta throw that in my diet. Can't be gluten-free all the time.
I just had an idea.
I found this really fun new page though that I keep reverting to that's called Grandma's Secret Recipes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a lot of really delicious food that I had forgotten about or that I haven't, I didn't try, old school sloppy joes like they made in school.
Sloppy.
Slutty Joes.
Slutty Joes.
You gotta kind of pinch the end of the bun down so it doesn't go running out when you eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend that was obsessed with trying to figure that recipe out for quite a number of years, over and over and over again, trying to make sloppy joes like school would make. I'm like, why do you want school sloppy joes? Just make your own. Stop trying to bend. Yeah, it's actually a really good recipe. I will pull it up and share it if you want, and you can try it too. It has bacon in it. And the broth is like a chowder, like a cheese chowder. It's very nice. I shall give you the recipe, Mr. Brink.
Alrighty.
Can't go wrong with bacon, that's for damn sure.
No, and it's like a potato, cheddar, chicken, bacon soup. I don't know. It just looks nice.
Y'all ready for this?
I'm ready for
Na,
this.
na, 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 na.
What do you got there? What's that? Ooh,
Pastels.
pastels. Okay. I'm feeling you. Go on.
Gonna show everybody something that I've wanted to try here for a while. So I grabbed the burnt umber, and it is on my fat little finger.
Finger paints.
So I should probably use black on that. So we're gonna try this.
Well, the first group of ladies from my wife's book club have just showed up. I can hear downstairs.
Nice.
Nice that I'm up here.
You don't have to listen to them squawk around.
Yeah. They're all
I'm totally teasing.
they're all really cool, but
So yeah, I was wondering if you're gonna keep the background red or something. I'm really.
No, I gotta weather it. So that's what I'm gonna do here.
Making it look all doity.
Yep.
So when you say pastels, is that dry paint? Is it chalk or?
Well, it's like oil pastels.
Oh, actually, I guess I'm just not familiar with what pastels are, except for pastels are
So it's
softer colors.
It's similar to like a crayon, but they're super messy. I mean, like,
Well, I mean, if you're gonna draw on your finger, it is gonna make a mess.
almost like wax or something.
I mean, it's like an oil-based.
Interesting.
Well, I have to bust out the glue.
Oh, you broke it already?
Yeah, it's okay.
What did you use to make the holes?
My Dremel.
Oh.
Just drilled some holes.
Yep.
There you go. I sent you the recipe.
I see it. Thank you. Hey, Vinny, be sure and send us a picture of your project there.
Yeah.
I know what you're working on. I'm curious to see if it's starting to look like what it's supposed to yet.
So you're dirtying it up to make it look like it's been sitting, like that sign's been up and alongside of a road for a really long time?
Yeah. Just got, you know.
All right, Greg, take it easy, dude.
On the street. Bye, Greg. Thanks for sharing.
Yep. Great work on that.
I mean, it's starting to look like it's got road grime on it already. So that trick with the pastels is that's pretty good. Wow. I like it.
Oh, I like it.
Anybody have anything interesting happen so far for them this week? We're halfway.
I got to have a pretty cool interview with Rob from MAFC yesterday on BTM.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Nice. Yeah, it was. I watched. I'm in. It looks like a good product to me. Like he's really thought it out, and that's always important.
I've already got money saving up for it. And I'm looking at what's on my shelves and in totes that I don't need anymore to help fund that.
Help finance your new
Yeah,
venture.
my new addiction.
Nice.
Well, Mike, while you're saving money, I just want to
Yeah.
we got a rock box drop coming here soon.
I'm gonna buy one of those.
All right, good.
That goes without saying.
Save them pennies.
You have to save your money. Yeah.
Be prepared.
All of them.
Heads up, it's coming.
That's right.
I've bought one every year that they've had one that since I've been known about you guys.
You mean been part of the realm?
Yeah, there you go.
Realm.
Yeah.
Realm.
It was what's that? TFCon and Reston. Can't even remember what year it was. It was so long ago.
First Reston was
2017 or 18.
That sounds about right. It was Reston, then Chicago, then Reston again, and then
Yeah.
I think 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That was my first one too.
Yeah, I changed jobs in 2016. That one was in Chicago, I remember. And then so Chicago, Reston, Chicago, Reston.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
And then Baltimore, yeah.
So that's 5. 5 plus 6 is 2001 minus the 1 year that we missed because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds right.
Well, we didn't do a rock box last year. We couldn't.
Yeah.
Right. I was just counting. Yeah, counting the TF cons. Yeah, so that means we've done 4 rock boxes, I guess.
Yep.
Shit everywhere.
That's okay. That's why we work in here, so we can get shit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We'll clean up later.
And it's hot in here today.
We hit 90 today.
Wow, 74 degrees in this room.
It was freezing over here.
It's a little black.
Really?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Really well.
He said it was freezing there.
Yeah, it was 33 when I got to my truck this morning. I'm like, holy crap.
Wow.
Doors all frozen shut. Like, oh, this is going to be an awesome day. Luckily, I'm working inside right now.
Hey, how did that giant pour that you called it
Oh
how'd
yeah,
that work out?
yeah, good. They're waterproofing it right now. It's all stripped and everything.
I'm trying to curious, do you have a picture of the end result?
No, I don't. I'll take one. I'll take one tomorrow and send it.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I don't even know what the heck that was gonna turn into. Looked like a giant wall.
Yeah, it's a big radius wall. The top part's kind of be a planter, and there's a set of steps that goes down to the lower level. It's hard without having 3 different views of it to really understand what's going on. Even when you're standing there looking at it, it's like, what the hell is this shit? Yeah, it took a lot of crane work and a lot of forklift work.
Wow.
It turned out good though.
I'm just happy it's been a boring week, to be honest. After Kivo exploded the feather pillow all over the bedroom.
Oh, geez, yeah, I heard about that.
I'm kind of happy to have something mellow going on at the moment.
So you have was it a pillow that you liked?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how long has he been sleeping outside?
No.
Well, we'll say I brought in the dog pen from out in the garage for when we, have to leave him alone.
Does he have that separation anxiety? Does he get that?
Yeah, seems that way.
Either that or he was just pissed off at me for leaving for so long. I don't know. Because I don't usually go anywhere.
I guess you just have to keep yourself separated throughout the day. Because maybe.
That's not a terrible idea.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up. What do I know about raising dogs?
I mean, it's logics, for the most part.
I know how to borrow dogs for a little while.
That's a nice thing to do too, especially if you need an excuse to take a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Toning down some brown on these branches, fellas. Getting a little gray dry brush on top of them to bring it down a little, make it look a little more dead,
Show us.
Oh.
It does look dead.
If you look right in here.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the brown's kind of toning down, whereas over here it's like really bright. See on the ends.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice.
Over here I'm toning it down so it looks a little more like dead tree.
Reminds me of the Whomping Willow a little bit.
Ah, yeah.
I just watched one of those the other night, part of it.
Did you watch the second one or the third one?
It was the one where they busted him out of his room and they had that flying car and they landed in that tree.
Second one. Yep.
Second one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a fan?
Movies. Big time. I've read the books twice, saw the movies multiple times.
Nice.
If I'm clicking through the channels and one's on, I'll just stop on there for background music.
Are you someone who's figured out what are you Gryffindor or Slytherin or Hufflepuff or any of that? Did you figure any of that out for yourself?
Well, there's a game I play on my phone and I play Gryffindor.
Nice.
I would probably do that. I hate everybody that's in Slytherin, so I definitely wouldn't be that. Which is weird because I'm normally rooting for the bad guys in almost every instant. Yeah.
Just not Harry Potter, huh?
No.
Well, the thing is, like, Slytherin, they're not so much bad guys as they are punks.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Very good point right there.
Yeah. I mean, all the bad guys that are actually bad came from Slytherin.
Yeah.
But
like Malfoy, I can't stand that little prick.
Oh my god.
His dad's even worse.
Right.
It's funny if you're only watching the movies, you're always going to pick Gryffindor because, I mean, you don't get much exposure to the other houses,
No.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you read the books, I suspect you'll be able to make.
Yeah. Ravenclaw would probably be the next one. Hufflepuff is just kind of a weird name. I don't know if I could. I'm already looking pretty puffy, so I don't need the name.
Sounds like it sounds like a bunch of chubby kids hanging out. Is that what you're trying to say? They just like cake. That's all.
Yeah. Well, they all have attributes too. I think the Hufflepuffs are like the working class, and oh shit, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But
you read the books 3 times. Come on, let it out, Mike. You know you want to say.
I've got a bad memory, Brian. I smoked a lot of green tobacco in high school. That probably murdered the brain cells responsible for remembering Harry Potter.
Nah,
that's all right, Mike. I can't remember most things, so you're in good company. I forget what day of the week it is, what I watched yesterday.
Yeah.
Lines to movies I absolutely love and haven't seen. Like even if I watched it a week ago, I'll forget. JD will say some quote from a movie we just watched, and I'll be like, "Huh? What's that? What are you saying?"
Yeah. There's movies that my brother and I used to watch like after school, old VCR tapes and whatnot, like Young Guns and other ones, and Full Metal Jacket, and we know like that whole damn movie word for word, and we'd just watch it endless times just because it's a funny movie.
I saw Full Metal Jacket was on Netflix today. Looks like they just dropped
Nice.
it on there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Are you
Really?
serious?
Oh
Yep.
my
It's
god.
a class.
Yeah, I've seen that lots of times.
Yeah, I've watched that movie so many fucking times.
That movie gets you, man. It really does. It hits a weird place. I laughed. I cried. I almost peed my
Yeah.
pants. It's a tough one, but a good one.
Vincent D'onofrio.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors all time ever.
Yeah.
Such a good
I don't know
actor.
I don't know if you guys ever watch Law and Order, but he was on that Criminal
Yeah.
Intent for a while. He did a pretty good job on that one.
I caught a couple of those. I might maybe a season or two when he was in it. I feel like one of his best movies was The Cell. Did you ever see that?
Oh my.
No, I don't think so. It sounds
It's
really
got-
familiar.
It's got Jennifer J-Lo, whatever.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, is
I
it like a
forget.
horror movie?
Yeah.
Sorta, yeah.
It's like a
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I have
psychological
seen
horror.
that. I think I have seen that.
It's one of those movies that if I see it on, I watch it. If it's on any streaming service, I watch it. I probably bought like 6 copies of that movie and wore them out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I have seen that. It sounds familiar now that you say it.
I like it a lot. So he's a serial killer, and she is like a dream therapist for kids who can't communicate verbally. So they came up with a way to send her into children's dreams so she can find a way to communicate with them in their minds. And they needed to figure out where he had some chick, like he kidnapped some girl he was going to kill, and they needed to figure out who it was and had her go into his mind.
Oh, wow.
And it's pretty freaky, man.
Hmm.
If you don't mind head trip movies, it's pretty good.
No, I can get into that stuff. I like movies that I can't figure out.
Yeah.
Like if something's too predictable, it's like, yeah, that was easy.
Isn't Vince Vaughn in that one too?
Yes. Because he's one of the personalities, I believe.
The detectives or something? I thought he was a detective.
No, I thought he was one of the personalities.
I don't think so. I don't remember now. I have to watch it again. Just another excuse to watch it again. That's all.
Yeah.
There's only one movie I can't watch with other people, and I have to watch by myself because I can recite it word for word, front to back, without skipping a beat. And I know that annoys people when they watch movies. So I will only watch The Princess Bride when I am alone. Because I know that movie too well.
I mean, Alone. We just watched it not too long ago.
Yeah, and I had to refrain a lot.
I do it when we're watching Star Wars, so.
I do it with Empire. That's my
The thing
comfort movie, though.
The thing that I do that annoys Kim the most is like we're watching something. I'm like, oh, that's such bullshit. I can never do that. She's like, oh, so all this other stuff is perfectly okay, but not this.
Yeah.
It's like, actually.
I'm with you, Mike. I get that way about certain things.
Yeah.
Fen is really bad like that. She has a hard time with older movies that have like kind of crappy effects, you know. They don't freak her out. She thinks they're hilarious. Like, she thought Jaws was funny as hell.
Funny, huh? Wow.
She laughed.
Probably watching it. Yeah. That's a little weird. If it was it's totally cheesy though now, because it was 3 or 4 months ago, I caught part of that on TV too, and I'm like, wow, this is really old.
Right. I still love the scene when they're all getting drunk on the freaking boat together.
Yep.
And they're singing.
Oh, yep.
I love that song. As I got older, I used to make myself CDs to listen to in the car. And that song used to be on so many CDs. I'd go on road trips and it would pop on. I used to be one of those people who could drive forever. I loved driving.
Yeah, man. Me too.
Do you still like to drive, Brian?
I do. Still like to drive. I just found out today my brother is moving. And he's moving an additional hour away, so he'll be 2 hours away. And he's like, yeah, man, so I'm going to be further away. And I was like, well, I didn't visit you that much when you were only an hour away. You know, but he lived like in the thick of Philadelphia. So I'm like, you know, I really have no desire to, you know, it's a pain. Actually, I guess it's not that. Where he first lived was a pain, but you know, in his new house was good. But now he's moving to a town in New Jersey, which is just a few towns over from like where I spent my wonder years. So I'm actually like kind of stoked. So I mean, if I take a trip up there, the only thing, I mean, I won't be able to be like, all right, I'm leaving now, you know, type thing. I might have to end up spending nights up there if I go up there to visit, you know, type of stuff.
Well, that's just a little more time with your brother. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
You got the nieces and nephews and things going on in that house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun. I don't know. I don't have any, but that's
It's cool. I mean, he's got Bernese mountain dogs, and one of them is fully grown.
Oh,
and he's got a puppy that he just got, you know, a month or two ago, and so now they're gonna have a yard to play in, which is pretty exciting.
Nice.
Tell them not to plant grass.
Yeah.
Or expect not to have any at some point.
That's one of Kim's favorite dogs.
Bernice?
Yeah. We have a golden retriever right now that sheds like nobody's business. And she's talking about getting one of those. I'm like, you know, that dog probably sheds twice as much as our dog does.
Yeah.
They're thick.
His dog does shed, but I feel it's not so bad. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time with the dog. Or maybe they do a good job cleaning up after the dog hair, but it's not like my mom's beagle, man. Like, that dude shedded. Woo. That's because like beagles don't, like, you don't have to give them haircuts. They just shed. That's their hair is always the same length. They just shed it off.
Oh,
I mean, you shouldn't have to.
Like, you don't have to get them
haircut anyway.
Yeah, you don't have to groom them. But like, aren't your Bostons like that? Like, you don't groom them, right?
No.
We just give them baths and
yeah,
you know, usually brush. Like, I have this silicone scrubber thing that gets down to their skin through their fur and helps get rid of any under fur.
Yeah.
So Dare2727 is in the chat and says, stupid question, why do all painters have the grid surface and where do you get one from?
It's a self-healing cutting mat.
And you can pick them up at through Amazon. That's where I got ours. The one that is under JD and the one that's on my side are both exactly the same. They're just super huge. You can get them in all different sizes depending on the surface of your desk.
Yeah, so Darren, I suspect it's nice to have the squares so that if you're doing projects, like, you don't have to whip out your ruler every time. And
yeah, it's laid out in inches all the way around it, and then in the corners, well, in one corner it gives you different degrees of angles So
Yeah, and again, it's a mat to protect the table for the most part.
yeah.
And Darren, you may have seen them. I don't know if you have women in the family that sew and stuff. Usually, there's like the green ones with the yellow lines.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has a ton of those.
Yeah, they work well for material, no doubt. It's nice because you can stretch something across it and set your scissors where you want them and just follow the line, you know. Good stuff. And it's a lot nicer than messing up a table. I have one of these little card tables, like folding TV dinner tables that I'm using right now for the tree because it's a little lower. And it's got cut marks all over it because I used it whenever I made the stained glass windows.
Yeah. That's what I've got right here in front of me. And, you know, sometimes I feel I just carve into it on purpose.
You guys didn't carve your name into the desk at school enough, huh?
I never
Oh,
did.
yeah. I used to do it with a pen.
You use cereal boxes and stuff, don't you, Brian?
If I'm doing, that kind of stuff, yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's if I'm especially if I'm at my dining room table.
No problem, Derek. Anytime.
Disposable placemats that
ask all the questions.
Mm-hmm.
are always around.
I feel sometimes like dry brushing is what takes the longest. Because it's just like one layer after another layer after another layer.
Oh.
Oh, Chewy. Relax. Nobody can even walk past our house. She loses her mind. The mailman sneaks up on her, though, and she'll hear the flap in the front door.
Yeah.
Like, he'll put the mail in, and she'll hear the flap close, and then she'll freak the fuck out. Like, she didn't even hear him come in the driveway or anything.
Damn it.
Funny.
Oh.
Whoa.
Losing my touch.
It's a good thing
Hey.
replacing the carpet in this room at some point. Got about 100 little paint stains right underneath my feet from dropping the paintbrush.
Did you ever see one of those rubber mats that you put like under a chair? Oh my god! Under rolling chairs.
Oh yeah.
Like
I got one of those
always
right now.
happens.
This
Really?
This carpet's
Yeah.
pretty trash, so it's gotta be on sleep.
I have hardwood floors, so my desk was over there. I can see. I was late to the game. You know, I was in there working, and then one day I just happened to look down, like, damn, I fucked this floor up. You know, it's a shame. I tell you, if you ever had the luxury of painting a room where you know you're throwing the carpet out, that's fun stuff, man. You'd be as sloppy as you want.
Slap that shit all over the place.
That's how it's done.
This when I was in high school, we moved into a new house, and my room previously was this girl's room, and boy was it girly. It was like pink carpet, pink baseboards. The ceiling was pink.
Oh man!
It had this wallpaper with like all these pastel rainbow bright designs on it. Oh, good God, man! And it's like, well, we're painting it, and we spilt paint all over that carpet. And I remember we tore it up, rolled it up, and threw it out front, you know, for the trash people to come pick up. And sure enough, the next day, we saw this minivan pull up. These dudes jumped out like they were robbing a bank, you know, picked up that carpet, threw it in the van, drove away. And I was like, oh, these poor guys. I was like, Dad, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them come drop this thing back off. They would have unrolled that thing and probably still had wet paint in it. They would have been like, damn.
Wait till
Damn
we
it.
see what they got.
So what are you doing right now, Duty?
Putting rust marks.
Like drips out of the holes?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I've picked stuff up out of the trash before. No joke, Brian.
Like eclairs and things like that.
No, not food.
Totally.
Mm-mm. No, like furniture. A friend of mine needed a dresser for her little boy, and people like, I want to say, probably a mile from where she was living, put a dresser out. And we stopped and looked at it and then loaded it in the back of her truck. Took it back to her place and painted it a different color and cleaned it all up, and it worked just fine.
That's good.
But not carpet. I've never picked up carpet up out of the trash.
Or a free couch.
No, I never had a free couch out of the trash either.
I heard a funny thing one time. Somebody was saying, I don't even know where I heard this, but they had a couch that was good, and they were just trying to give it away. And somebody said, "Oh, put $200 on it and then leave it outside." And it was somebody stole it during the night, just because it had a price tag on it instead of being free. I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty messed up."
But it's smart. You're able to get rid of it.
Yeah. It's like almost like falling into a trap.
Right. A friend of mine did something similar with tires because they just needed to get rid of them. Dare wants to know, has anyone ever customized an MP?
Well, I think they'll throw you in jail. You try to go up to MP. Unique Toys Dragoon. Last night, Megatron. And I feel a wash would really make it pop. Really? I heard the Unique Toys stuff is really good. Well, so the interesting thing about the Bayverse Megatron is he's got a lot of angly parts on him. So I suspect dry brushing would be pretty easy because, with all the angles, it's just going to... So here, let me take a first stab and then I'll let the experts...
the expert.
Listen to him.
So from what I've learned thus far, first, you want to practice on a figure that's not a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Secondly, you want to get as much paint off of that brush as possible, so it looks like there's like no paint on it. And then you just lightly brush, and it'll just start to pop. And then I don't know what you do afterwards. Do you seal it, or do you just let it dry, or whatever? And that's my story. That's what I know, and I've never done it. Well, no, that's not true. I did it once when I was at Pinkerton's. He was giving me a crash course in dry brushing a piece of foam.
Crash course from Crashbox.
Well, dry brushing is when you want upper surfaces to stand out. Washes are when you want lower surfaces to stand out. So it really just depends on how you want the figure or your dio or whatever to look. You know what I mean? Because a wash is just going to settle down into the cracks and crevices. Whereas a dry brush, everything will be on the very surface of it. So that's something you have to think about too.
And they can use both methods.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, you could do like a black wash so that everything gets down in all the cracks and crevices, and then you could do like something metallic and just do like the tips with a dry brush and make it look really damaged or something
Okay.
along those lines.
This is not the Megatron that I was thinking.
Let me see it.
Darren, we gotta have a talk, man. This is like the worst Transformers movie ever.
Oh,
So he's
Or
more
see
smoother
Jesus.
than I thought you were talking about like the first Megatron from the first movie.
can you make that bigger? That picture,
But this
like
picture-
the window that you're. That
Oh
you
yeah.
opened?
Oops, sorry.
Sorry.
How does this work? Like this?
There you
Like
go. I guess. Now we're all at the bottom. That's weird.
Yeah, scroll. I was going to say, just scroll down. That's all you have to do. There'll be bigger pictures of it if you just scroll down on their page.
Look at you.
Hey, Wes.
Josie Store. Expert.
What's up, Wes?
So he says
Wow.
the worst movie ever, but the figure is great. Yeah, so it is really clean, man. You want to muck this up? Is dry brushing what he wants? What he's actually thinking about, or is he?
So what
thinking
I
about
would
a wash?
do, here's what I would do. I would get the Tomoya, whatever, however you say it. I would get their panel lining stuff.
Markers.
No,
Oh.
it's literally like a pot of ink, and they give you like this little tiny, like the cap. You take the cap off, and inside the cap is like a little brush, and literally all you have to do is like touch some of those panels, and it'll just bleed itself through. You know what I mean? Like
Right down into
you would
the
just-
lines. Yeah.
you would just
Oh.
take the brush and just dab it, and then you would watch it like
Spread into the
spread
crevices.
into those crevices.
What's this here?
And then you can use like isopropyl alcohol and clean it up after it
That's a good idea.
is dry. Then if you want, you can do the dry brushing method, which will highlight all of those edges.
Upper surfaces. Yeah. I think a wash would probably kind of run right off of that plastic too. I've had some difficulty figuring that out here and there.
That panel line stuff, that's like I would use that stuff.
I've seen that done with like white Transformers, like a Metroplex or a Starscream, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't touch
You
it.
you can also make your own too if you want to, but it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that was a good looking figure.
Anytime I tried to put a wash on anything that was like really smooth, it just beads right off, and I had to put so many layers.
That's because most washes have a flow aid in them, like alcohol or so if you use like dish soap and alcohol, that will make a flow aid, which helps it spread.
but not stick.
I mean, yeah, it'll stick into the crevices.
And it won't beat up as bad. Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Look at that. JD teaching stuff. That's why I always ask him, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
I don't believe it.
I know. We need like a bullshit button.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Sounds like bullshit.
I wonder if we could get Ace to do that one too.
That makes me laugh every time he does that. It's a complete failure.
I know.
I don't know why. It
A complete failure. That's just.
it just makes me laugh.
Isn't it?
I thought it was Ace.
It is, yeah, Ace does it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Dust might press the button and Ace's face comes up and says a complete failure.
I thought it was. It sounds like just.
Or somebody.
No.
I thought it does.
Is it?
Dare says Masterclass by the Realm. I like it. I like it a lot.
Shit, sponge.
You need a sponge? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Makes doing some of this a little easier.
I have no idea why, but that just reminded me of Seinfeld and Elaine real quick for a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, remember the sponge?
Oh, are you SpongeBob?
Yeah. That shit was funny as hell.
Oh, yeah, it is. You got a question? You ask the E-ball. Yeah, Putty. Did you see the one where he was going to that hockey game and he was had all that face paint on, and he was like they're crossing a street and this car that had like two preachers or something stopped and almost hit him. He ran over to the side and he goes, "Yeah, the devil, the devil."
Oh yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, it's funny. If you don't.
I watched a lot of Seinfeld over the years.
Yeah.
My dad was pretty obsessed with it for a while. And then he got really excited when he could buy the box set, the DVD box set. He freaked out. He was very happy about it. And it came with like a little miniature puffy shirt.
Yeah, I remember that.
He has it sitting with his collection, his DVD collection.
Serenity now.
Serenity
now.
Okay.
Sometimes I wish my hands were just a little bigger because
I don't.
man hands.
Yeah, no man hands.
There we go. That's a little better. There we go. No more healthy red branches on that tree.
Right, good.
Oh, gross brown, gray. I had a lot of fun figuring out how to make a tree.
The one that you did that's on your guys' really big dio, that black one you did, that was really cool too. That you were showing us when we came over.
Yeah.
And then the one you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one she's working on.
I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to take it to another level at this point.
Taking it to another level.
I thought that was Tree 2.0 or something.
No, Tree 2.0 is going to happen. It's probably going to be a lot better than this one. Because I, figured out mistakes and, you learn a little bit along the way whenever you're experimenting with things, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did on this head sculpt that I'm painting now. I got it to where it's at, and I'm like, oh, if I put a wash, that'd really bring out all the rivets and everything and the horns. And I'm like, I don't know. And I started doing it on the back just to see if I don't like it, I can paint over it. And I liked it, and it gave it kind of almost too much of a powdery neon blue. I use this. I can't even pronounce it. It's a dark blue shade from Citadel. So I did the back, and then I did the front. I'm like, well, no turning back now. So I went and did it, and I looked at it, and I'm like, it's okay. But the face I did like a very meticulous blend with like 10 different shades of blue, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna touch the face, and then it didn't match, and I'm like, fuck it, I just started all over from the beginning, painted the base coat on it, and it seems like every time I screw around with shades and that stuff, I wish I hadn't have. I get to the point where I like it, and then I try to add a little bit more spice to it, and I end up screwing it all up. Not always, but sometimes.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, you're not trying to speed paint,
No, I'm just
that's
a lot
the
of it.
point of like washes and contrast paints and all that stuff. You know what I mean? If you're the whole reason they made those things was to, for people that need to put an army together with a quickness.
Yeah. Well, like
paint everything white or gray, and then hit it with the fucking contrast, and then paint your details.
Yeah. Like you say too, it's all about learning.
So, yeah.
Learning and experimenting. And the good thing about painting is you can paint over a mistake. So. Lord knows I know that.
Yeah. Yep. I hear that. I've been on like this piece that goes on the top of that dio that I've reworked it so many times. It's not funny. I've broken stuff off of it and had to glue it back on and then repaint it. I've done like so much stuff has happened to this, that I'm to the point now where I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna finish it. Do it.
Do it.
So it's good and done, and I don't have to stress out about breaking any more pieces off of it, because that every time I mess something up, I get more and more pissed off at myself. Like,
oh yeah.
Why do I fuck with this shit
so much?
Should have left it alone. God damn it.
Being your own worst critic doesn't help either.
No.
At least that's me and a lot of creative people I know.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
They're like, oh, this thing looks like shit, and you're like, dude, that's a masterpiece. What are you even talking about? Like, no, I hate it. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. I definitely feel that way about how the bark came out on this tree. Like, I really am not happy with it. I want to try again so bad. But
would you use masking tape for that?
No. Actually, I used tissue paper and glue.
Oh.
I used tissue paper and a paintbrush with Mod Podge. And sort of.
That sounds messy.
It is. But
it's like it's the tissue paper you use for wrapping gifts, not the tissue paper you use for wrapping your butt.
Right.
Wiping your butt.
Wrapping your butt.
Wrapping it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna wrap your butt with something,
tissue
paper sounds nice.
Paper.
Yeah, and I would just paint the surface of the tree because I did initially wrap the tree with a like a masking tape situation, painter's tape, whatever. That was like the final layer before I put the tissue paper on. So I would paint that surface with the Mod Podge, and then I would crunch up the tissue paper and then sort of like bunch it onto areas of the tree. And the nice part is, like, when you're dealing with a wet brush, you can actually blend the tissue paper into itself, because when it gets wet, it gets even easier to manage, you know, and you can kind of push it around and smush it up against the next layer of tissue paper. And it's actually a lot easier to work with than anything thinner than that. I think it would have been a mess, or more of a mess, I should say. Yeah. It has been fun to figure it out, though. I used a lot of florist wire to make this, because I just used like a big square piece of foam to start with, and I ran like wire down through 4 different sections of it, and then cut it into 4 sections at the top and at the bottom, and then started to bend it, and I wrapped it with florist tape to try to get some of the branch shapes. And just started using pieces of foam that I found, like, and I mean soft foam, not the kind of foam that we use for diodes, but like really soft foam, like you probably would use for tucking it around your air conditioner or something like that stuff. And pushed wire through it and wrapped it with florist tape until it had the shape that I wanted. Just bent it as I went.
Cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Have you guys ever used that spray foam for anything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The base of her tree is spray foam.
Oh.
Well, really?
Yeah. We lined a cardboard box with a trash bag and started spraying foam into it to get like the angles and the shapes and stuff, and just sort of let the foam do whatever it wanted. And in some spots, the plastic bag laid over top of the foam, and that's what gave it that texture that it has right now.
Oh. Interesting.
Well, I also took the stones that we use to texture our floors and walls of our dios with, just to give it a little extra heavy, detail. But a lot of it came from the bag and the foam itself, especially like right in this area. This is all spray foam and bag did all of this. Nice. Like all in here. And like this and at the which way? This in here.
Huh. That's really interesting.
Yeah. I see it now.
So like right here, this is plastic bag and spray foam. And then we just cut off pieces that didn't look right, you know what I mean? Okay. And used some spackling to smooth it over and that kind of thing.
We use that spray foam all the time at work, just for like sealing areas. We're doing like gypcrete floors or whatnot. And there's always you have to come back later and cut off the extra that's sticking up. I'm like, I'm like, I should maybe keep all this stuff. But,
you could make little hills and little like places to stick on your shelves for people.
Where it bubbles up and it dries, it's like a shell kind of, and it makes interesting shapes just kind of all by itself.
Yeah, the thing I had to do though, because it has like a shiny surface on it when it dries.
Yeah.
I had to break that shiny surface down with like the pieces of concrete we have or brick or whatever to try to damage it a little more so that the paint would actually stick to it a little better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it almost has like a shell on top of it.
Yeah. And like the part that looks like a dick, this bit here, this is actually squishy foam.
Oh.
Like I can actually squeeze it. See?
Oh wow!
It's squishy dick foam.
And it was just scraps of pieces of foam from doing other projects that kind of bit and pieced this together. I then took extra pieces and put it around the tree so that it looked like the roots were going up over something, or they were squeezed in between pieces of the hill, and just spackled around it to smooth it out.
Nice. I really
It
need
takes-
to get.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I really need to get on the Dio stuff. I got a bunch of pieces cut downstairs, but it's too cold out there. I don't want to bring all that stuff upstairs because it's going to get just even more of a mess up here. Plus, all my tools and stuff are down there. So I'll get to it though.
All in due time. Don't rush it.
The problem I have is I look at everything. I'm like, okay, I got this basic kind of shape, some stairs, everything's very symmetrical, and then I think of, well, if I did this would look even cooler. And then I jot that idea down. I'm like, well, I don't have to make it like a box. I can make like a weird thing that's just going all over the place. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Then I'm like, well, now I have to build a background for all that stuff. And I'm like, that's too much. I'm going to go play video games and think about it or something.
I will say that's the nice thing about us working in the same room doing this stuff. It's nice to have somebody to bounce this stuff off of. So if you're ever down there and you want to talk it out with anybody, we're always around. You can just FaceTime one of us and we can, it's nice just to have someone to bounce those ideas off of.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You'd definitely be the first people I call. For sure.
Too much?
No, I think it looks really good. I think the weathering came out very nicely.
It's much brighter on camera.
Of course.
Okay.
It's way brighter. Like when I'm looking, like.
Oh, there you go. I can see it now.
Yeah. So like.
Oh, okay.
I mean, even still.
It's a lot duller.
Up in here, it's not that bright.
Okay. So now do you run the wire?
Yeah, I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to seal it first.
Oh, okay. So you don't rub any of the...
Yeah.
Right. Any of the pastels or the
rust.
The rust and stuff. Gotcha. Okay,
So
good idea.
I will be right back.
Bye. See you later.
So long. Farewell. Our reader Zane.
What are you looking for?
Relax, buddy.
One thing I do seem to be lucky at is when I just start freehanding random designs on stuff.
Oh, that looks really cool.
I don't like pre-draw it or nothing. I just start, this looks good here. Just make a squiggly line.
Dude,
the hardest part is like.
Show that again? Wow.
Oh, yeah, man.
And then I got this done. Oop.
Wow.
The second layer of blue on it.
Mike, that looks really good.
Thanks. If I get one done, I want to make the other one the same, and then it's like looking backwards at it, and that's when I get really confused.
That happens to me when I draw sometimes too. Like if you're trying to make like someone's face look symmetrical, you're like, okay, that eye looks great. Now I just have to make the other one look exactly.
I'm trying to draw a mirror of it, and I always want to make the curve going the same direction as this. I'm like, no, we gotta go this way.
That's awesome. It's cool to know that you freehand that stuff. Like when you did the frogs and stuff like that. That was all freehand. You didn't draw any of that on.
No.
Wow, that's awesome.
I always just start just going. I get lucky, I guess.
I don't know. I think it's a skill. That's something that you can do, and you should be proud of yourself because it's not easy to freehand that shit.
Thanks. I used to draw a lot when I was in school and stuff. It's just been nothing like JD's level, but dabbling. I love dabbling and scribbling stuff.
Well, the one thing I've noticed over the years is like, because like you, I drew more whenever I was younger. It's more like a practice thing. If you do it all the time, you kind of like, like he was saying, like he's posted today, 10 years tattooing, like it's almost like anything else. If you've stuck with it for a while, you're going to be better at it than you were even when you started, you know?
Yeah. You get muscle memory and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still love. So I was wanting to get. Remember when I came down
How
and got
did
that?
she heal up?
Yeah,
Wow.
great. I overdosed it with that
Redemption.
that cream. Yeah, like religiously, like 3-4 times a day, and keep it. I'm like, crap. I got you do all the cutting, and I'll do the installing. I don't want to get sawdust all over this. But
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to go away. But yeah, that was.
Sometimes after I get tattoos, JD, like if I have something to do, JD will put like saran wrap over it just so that I don't bump it on anything, especially the first couple days, you know. But I only leave it on for a little bit because you don't want that like paint bleed or ink bleed or whatever.
Yeah. I've always thought that. I mean, you basically kind of low key injured your skin.
Yeah.
So I think it dries faster when it's exposed to the air. You know, just put light cream on it and stuff. I mean, that's with this other one too. I mean, they
Exactly.
turn out just fine. The colors are still rich and everything. So
I love mine. I get a lot of really great compliments on it, or like connect with perfect strangers for no reason. Like they'll catch like my Naruto, and they're like, "Is that Naruto?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's Naruto." They're like, "Oh my god, I love Naruto," you know, whatever. And they're far and few between lovers of Naruto out there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. Yeah. It's interesting. Sometimes I don't remember that I have tattoos until somebody says something to me, even though my hands and stuff.
Really? Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, I've had people, "Oh, can I see that?" And yeah.
I like how he did like the little shirt on the Medusa.
Yeah.
Like he really played that well. That looks
The
really
shading
cool.
and everything on it is just incredible. Her face is just gorgeous too. I mean, I think he had like 5 little containers of different colors of gray and black, and then when he started putting the white in, I was like, wow, that's really popping.
Yeah.
It's amazing how small, like the eyes are only that big, and he's got so much detail in there. It's like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
I can't even see in there, and he did it with a needle, you know. Like,
yeah, I know. Like, do you have another pair of glasses I can borrow?
I know.
So I can see
Like,
those
I'd asked
details?
him the first time. I said, "You must have pretty good vision." He goes, "Yeah."
Like it's nuts. I'm sitting here with my freaking readers on, trying to see up close. Like I can't even.
Yeah.
I think I need a new prescription because I look at the
yeah,
Vader he did, and I can't even see it this close. I have to look at it in the mirror.
Yeah, I got contacts for far away seeing and readers for up close seeing. But if I take my glasses and my contacts out, I can see like microscopically up close, but I can't see shit like 3 feet away. So.
Oh shit!
I'm blind as a bat without them.
Right. It's weird that you have to have those options, though. You know, like the contacts and the readers and stuff like that.
And there ain't no way in hell I'm letting some dude put a laser in my eye to try to fix it. That's not an option.
That's an interesting surgery.
Yeah.
It's probably all done with computers now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's probably all mainstream. It takes like 10 minutes or something, but still,
probably. Yeah.
I'm scared.
I will say that I took my aunt to get her cataract surgery done years and years and years ago. She's since passed, but like when I took her to get her cataract surgeries done, she was like, "How come I can see better now than I ever did in my entire life?" Like she's like, "I don't even need my glasses anymore." And she wore glasses forever, like from the time she was 10, probably. She's like 65, going, "I don't understand why I don't need my glasses now."
Oh. Yeah, I would love to have good eyesight.
Mine wasn't terrible until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Mine just started just fast, almost like within a few years. It's getting worse and worse. I'm like, what the hell?
I'll tell you what, I wanted to smack that optometrist dude right in the freaking head. He's all of like 32 years old, and he's like, "Well," and he takes his glasses off. He's like, "Well, I hate to tell you this, but
Really?
fucking kid trying to tell me I'm getting old. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
I just kind of looked at him funny. I'm like, don't even. Zip your lips, child. Zip your lips. This is funny.
Oh, I missed.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Now
Thanks.
what? Now what?
Well, I'm gonna get a drink of water here.
Oh,
We'll get this shit out of the way. Uh-oh.
So, funny thing, I don't actually wash my dry brush very often. I do every once in a while, but most of the time I just take one of these little things and scrape it out to get all the paint dust out of it.
Oh,
Sometimes you wash them and they change their shape and it doesn't do the same thing.
well, they make the paint like if you clean it. Like
Yeah.
I'll try to keep the brush dry the whole entire time I'm using it, and then I'll like dip it in water and kind of wipe the paint off. But if I can't use the same brush, like if I've already got it wet, and then I tried another dry brush, the paint will be too wet because of the wetness of the bristles. So
Exactly.
Okay.
new brush.
And I use one like this that's all messed up, so it's all furry looking, crazy. I think I should put googly eyes on this guy. Sorry.
Do you remember those little pencils that had it was like a big puff of colored hair and it had like eyeballs and you go like this with a pencil?
Sorry, yeah.
Like, yeah.
yeah.
I imagine you probably like those, Jan, when you were.
I probably would. But
So
I'm a
this
giant
bit-
child. What are you doing? Here we go.
I'm just gonna put this camera on because.
Hi.
Hey.
I can't see
There
you.
he is.
Hey.
So I'll be doing a lot of this.
Be
I gotta
careful.
make
It's
sure I have a
fragile.
lot of room.
Yeah, fragile. It's Italian.
Uh-huh. Huh? God damn it, cords
Hi,
everywhere.
Chewy. Hi, Chewy. Hi, Chewy. Oh, Miss Chewy. Hi. Are you happy? Chewy's a happy girl, huh? You got
How do
steamy
you-
breath, Jordan.
How do you know it wasn't Chewy that destroyed the pillow and blamed it or framed the other dog?
That's a good question. I have had some conversations with Otto about this because he would be the one that would set someone else up, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He gets kind of shitty like that, you know.
I like Otto.
He's a good kid.
I like
I
all
just
your
like-
dogs, but I like Otto a lot.
I just like giving him a hard time because he's all grouchy looking all the time.
He is kind of.
He's all like, oh.
These goddamn kids off my lawn.
Otto the Grouch.
Yep. Should have been his name. Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Brr. Yep, that broke.
You broke it. What?
It was already kind of broken.
Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah.
Hi, buddies. Hi, Maisie. What are you doing? Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass.
Matt's been working a lot of late days lately, hasn't he?
Seems that way.
Yeah.
It's
I
springtime.
thought he still couldn't walk. I guess that's not the case.
It's also springtime, so he's going to be busy because he's working outside. Even if he's just dealing with customers and isn't actually doing the work, he's still going to be really busy.
Yeah.
This is that time of year where everybody's trying to get their yards situated and
Yeah, we just got
Go
new
ahead.
sod in our front yard.
Oh, nice.
That was a little on the spendy side, but it looks great.
Yeah.
We're not very good at taking care of our grass. We have a lot of dug firs around here, and the sun doesn't really get to hit our lawn. So it's like mossy, and then once the moss takes hold, it's like ridiculous. And our soil quality is pretty crappy too. So it's just one thing after another. I'm like, you know what? Let's just in the springtime, we'll just have somebody yank all that shit out and put sod down, and they put like 4 inches of nice topsoil and then rolls of sod, and it looks great.
Nice.
Yeah, my house growing up, we grew moss in the backyard. The yard was in shade the whole day. We had this giant maple tree and stuff like that. And in the front, we had 2 giant oak trees. So, yeah, the grass. My dad he was never successful with the grass. He said, fuck it. And, it's covered by acorns in the fall anyway. I remember that when that Hurricane Gloria came through in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was you couldn't see the grass. It was like an inch of acorns on the grass. It was wild. Yeah. I was out there with my like beach sand buckets, just picking up acorns all weekend. I remember.
Did you collect them, or were you just trying to get them out of the way?
Oh no, we just had to get them out of the way so we could like mow the grass and stuff. And
Gotcha.
Yep.
We were weird kids. We collected all kinds of funky ass shit, rocks, acorns, walnuts.
I mean, I had my fair share of collecting acorns, but yeah, no, there's 2 million of them on the ground.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not exactly a one of a kind.
Yeah.
The one
We used
year.
to get,
Go ahead.
we used to get in fights with those horse chestnuts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those big green spiky ball looking things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit in the face with all those things.
No.
We didn't play very nice games when we were kids, though. BB gun wars, Roman candle fights, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that sounds a little rough, but
We lived in the woods, so lots of that kind of shenanigans.
we lived around the woods. We'd take our. I remember when the cicadas came out when I was a kid. We took our radio flyer wagon and went around the neighborhood and collected all the cicada carcasses.
Oh yeah. You know, it's kind of sad. Like we had the massive cicada one last spring, right? Last fall, last summer, whatever the hell it was. And I didn't see one cicada carcass.
Really?
I was really disappointed.
Huh. That's strange.
Of course, yeah. I'm not really traipsing through the woods and whatnot, so I guess. But I don't have a lot of. I didn't really have the big We didn't have a lot of them where I was. I mean, our ground where I live is so rocky. Like, they're probably like, I'm not digging in here and sleeping in here for 16 years or whatever the hell it is.
It's a good possibility. We didn't have very many either, actually. And the ones that we did have popped up really late, and they only lasted for a couple of days.
Yeah. But, like, in Jersey where I grew up, God, they were everywhere. I remember this one time I was riding my bike down the street, and all of a sudden I heard this loud bzzz, and it startled me so much. Like, I was, when you ride your bike as a kid, you're standing on your pedals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, my feet fell off the pedals, almost smashed my crotch across the crossbar, and basically I fell over, and I was like, "What the hell was that noise?" And so I gather myself, compose myself, get up, and so go back, walk down the street that I just came from, and sure enough, there was a cicada on the ground that I had to run over.
Oh man!
Oh wow!
And so, and the funny thing that I remember about that was, I had not actually ever seen a cicada. I had heard them, of course, and I've seen their carcasses, but I never saw like an actual live one before.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's what's making all that goddamn noise.
I still haven't seen one like in real life. I don't think they
really.
No kidding. My dad lives on the other side of the river from us, and he lives a little more in like low-lying mountain area. It's not really a huge mountain; it's more like a big hill. But he had them so bad, like his windshield was just covered in goo from hitting the freaking cicadas driving down the road from his house just to go to the post office or something.
Yeah, I was, and it's funny, like a half mile from me, I'm seeing stories on like social media and stuff, and people are like, "Oh my God, these bugs are so horny tonight. They're just, they're flying into our windows and they're covered the front of our house." And I was like, "Holy shit."
Horny.
I feel like the bugs I can't stand more than like the cicada situation, and it happens every year around here, are mayflies.
Mayflies. Ugh.
Freaking hate mayflies.
What the heck are those?
They're like these weird, they're like a white and clear bug that have like a long tail with 2 points on the ends and these crazy wings. And they're all over everything. Like you can't get gas without them just completely covering gas pumps, the outside of convenience stores, restaurants, anywhere there's a lot of light, especially if you're near water, they get really bad.
Yeah, I see him.
Hate them freaking things. Okay. So now what are you doing? Still going? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, show us some of that.
The weaving?
No, like what you've done so far. Because I'm really kind of curious.
I'm going to use my pliers here and hope this doesn't break. Oh, wait.
You'll be okay. I have faith in you.
Me too.
You got this.
You can do it.
Okay, let me I'll get this. I'll get E and we'll see the.
So the first word, complete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm excited. This is fun.
Is it?
Something different. It's something new. It's interesting to me.
It's not entirely fun. This is a pain in the dick. I'm gonna
Okay,
do this.
but the finished product sounds fun, right?
Let's see here.
I'm using my flashlight so I can see all the nooks and crannies, and I don't put the peanut butter on the chocolate or
Yeah.
whatever.
Peanut butter.
Yeah,
Mm.
no kidding. This is a dangerous time of year.
There's
Chocolate peanut butter eggs everybody's making, you buy at every little store everywhere.
I think I might customize an Easter basket for Kim this year.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I'm not sure what I'll put in it, but she likes Heath bars and she likes those little truffle milk chocolate things. I couldn't even tell you what brand name, but they come in a red bag. They're really good. I usually end up eating most of them.
Hi, Kiva. What are you doing, buddy? Come on. You want to sit in the chair? Here you go. Come on. There you go. There you go, buddy. Kiva likes to sit in chairs. And ever since Thanksgiving, Otto does too.
I still remember him sitting in that little I mean, it was like a little bed for obviously Maisie or Otto.
Under the
He was
counter.
like, yeah, and he like had his butt in the bed and his forearms were kind of sticking out, hanging over,
Still does that.
resting on the floor. Yeah.
See, there he is. Sitting
There
in
he
the
is. Look at a little scoundrel back there.
He's just
He's
chilling in
looking.
the chair.
He's watching.
Say hi, everybody.
Got any more pillows?
No more feather
No.
pillows for Kiva. No. Mm-mm. No, and I probably shouldn't have a feather pillow either. They're not exactly good for your neck or anything. Hi, how's it going? Leon.
What's up, Leon?
Welcome to the Gravies. What do you got going on tonight?
Okay, so
Leon.
Yeah.
now question of where is the battery pack?
Oh, I thought I saw it down there. I didn't move it.
Down where? Oh,
Yeah. It's on the floor? It wasn't a basket or something, I thought. Or a tote.
it's in the tote. Yeah. Just pretty much the floor.
Working. Oh no. What are you working on? Are you working, or are you working at home?
I think he works nights.
Oh yeah.
I could be wrong.
All right. I really need to. I forgot to order at work second shift life. Got it.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Let's see. What do you got?
Yeah, buddy.
Watch this.
Let's see.
Watch this.
Oh, look at that.
Holy shit, that's really bendable stuff.
Dude, no doubt.
Wow.
Oh, that's fucking
Oh,
wicked.
man.
Look at that.
Dude, that's so fun. That is so
neat.
fun.
That is fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I
That's
know it's
cool.
Turn the
it's
light
a-
off.
Yeah, turn the light off.
No?
Should I turn the big light off too?
Sure.
Give me 1 second. Turn my flashlight on.
Yeah, you can see how it's not as
You can see the dingies.
Yeah.
and you can see like where I cracked it.
That's, I mean, it still looks good.
Yeah.
I'll do some glue on the back.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that. Oh, that's fucking wicked. That's
That's
badass,
neat.
G. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So, can we see the back? I'm curious to see.
Oh, yeah. I just unhooked it.
Well, you don't have to plug it in, but yeah, I just wanted to see the negative space there. So that's wild. So you did.
It's like
This is-
knotted in there.
Yeah, but this is still really interesting to me. For one thing, you have to have the foresight of where you want the holes, how you're going to curve it on the display side.
Yep.
Wow.
But how did you write the words backwards on the other side?
Well, like I said, this was a clear piece of plastic.
Oh,
I wrote it out on this side, so I knew
Oh,
where I needed to put the holes,
okay.
and then I wrote it on the back, so I had that plan
Right.
for it. Because I got, of course, before I do this, I had to paint it.
Yeah. I mean, did you test it with a shoelace or something first, or like?
No, I did
What
it.
if you get to the end of Fox and you're like, oh shit, I should have zigged when I should have zagged from the beginning or something?
You practiced.
Sick.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I did it on a piece of foam,
Oh.
and it like this was much smaller, so
Mm.
like the letters weren't as big on this piece of foam
As they are on the plastic.
as they are on here. So like
Uh-huh.
I just blew up the lettering. That way I could, spell this stuff out properly.
that's sweet.
All right. So the foam there, that was your first attempt at that,
Yeah.
and were you were going to embed the
Mhm.
light in the foam?
Yeah,
Maybe?
that's how I had it first. Like
Uh-huh.
I used my Dremel and like just traced everything out
Uh-huh.
so that it sat flat. And then I was gonna put a piece over this and then cut out where the neon was. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this from scratch again. I know that this works. I know that I can do it. So
That's cool.
Heck yeah.
Like, so when we talked about this a month ago, I forget, there was a guy watching that was asking about this. And well, the way I imagined it was, you had one of them neon light dealy bobs, and you would almost tie it. Well, I don't know. Have you seen if you've seen an actual neon light? They paint the tubes black for the parts that are not supposed to be lit up. You know what I mean?
No, not necessarily. Most neon lights, it's all one tube,
Yeah.
and they do it like this. Like it's
Right.
heated into place. They write everything out, and then like the backboard of it, you know what I mean? Like separates it like that.
So I've seen it where it doesn't, like right now you have the board which hides the behind parts that connects all the
Yeah.
glass together. I've seen it where there is no board in between there. They actually, all the tubing that goes between the letters, I guess, they
Yeah.
paint it black
Paint it
so
black.
that so that it doesn't shine through. I've seen it
I'll
done
have to
that
look at
way.
the one because we have one at the shop. I'll have to look
Yeah.
at that one because, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I worked at this golf range, and my going away present was a Budweiser neon light.
Oh wow.
And what's funny is I don't know how that is not in my possession today.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, like it wouldn't have been stolen from the room. I would have remembered being like mad about that.
yeah.
But I don't own it anymore.
Hmm.
I know that's a fact. I mean, there's depths of my call space I haven't seen in 5 years, but I'm pretty sure it's not down there. And
Missing in action.
I'm wondering if I gave it away when I moved out of my apartment. That is highly possible. Maybe maybe
This
a
is
friend
the
of
kind
mine.
of stuff I forget.
Yeah. I'm thinking I might have given it somebody that was like building a bar in their basement or something.
Oh, there you go.
Like my dad doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of bar signs like that.
But I have no idea.
I'm trying to find a company that will customize a neon sign without it costing an arm and a leg. That's a tough thing to find.
Yeah, so I can't imagine. I have no idea who I gave that to. Maybe I gave it to my brother. Nah, I don't think so. Maybe.
Would he still have it if he did?
Maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah, don't know. I don't know. It's a friend from a prior life. You know.
How many of those are there that have come and gone? Geez, I think about that sometimes. Like, I think I used to know some people, but
it's funny. Yeah, like there's a app called LinkedIn, you know, it's for, and like I'll get emails like, "Do you know this person?" I'm like, I think I recognize their face, but I can't remember for the life of me what their name is or why. And I bet it's like, you know what, this is probably someone that I talk to all the time in my other job, and I can't remember now. It was crazy how quickly. I don't know if I just it was like it's like, look, I'm moving on to a different portion of my life now. I'm changing my job. I'm leaving this company, and it's like maybe in my mind, it's like, all right, time to forget everything you don't need to remember anymore.
Right.
It's your birthday? You're out of here.
I came across pictures from when there was a bunch of us that were in training together at City Corps when we graduated from training class together. And I found a bunch of pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about these people all together. I don't even know half their names. I do remember our trainer, the guy who taught our classes or whatever. He looked like Lawrence Fishburne. I do remember that.
Didn't sound like him though.
A little bit, not a ton, but enough that it was like, it was kind of one of those weird situations where you're just like looking at the person like, you look like someone else. You don't look like whoever it is you're claiming to be.
You think that's air you're breathing right now?
Yeah.
It's the Matrix, man. I'm telling you.
It's funny too. The other things like going through like phone contacts.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just like bored one day. I was at the bar. I was like, I'll go through all my contacts, clean some stuff up. And there were like names in there. I'm like, I have no idea who this person is and why their number is in my phone. Because like sometimes you go on like little road trips, and it's like, all right, everybody, let's get our numbers so that if we need to find somebody, type of thing. And I'm guessing it was from one of those trips, and I'm like, I have no idea who this person is.
I need to do that. Clean my phone out. It's been a while.
Well, it was funny. At one point, I don't know, my phone got corrupted, and I basically had to start from scratch. So fortunately, I had an older phone with a lot of old contacts in it.
Mm-hmm.
So the weirdest thing was, is like I put like my my mom and dad and stuff like that in there. But for the longest time, I didn't bother putting all the any contacts. But I would just be getting text messages. I'm like, who's this? Type stuff. And I gradually just, it was very cathartic. Like, I basically purged memory of old people from my phone kind of by accident. And it's like, well, if they haven't reached back out to me since I changed this phone, then I will never talk to this person again.
Right. That's actually a fun thing to do. Purging.
But the thing is, back in the day, that would have driven me insane. I probably sat down on my couch and was like, wow, all this information that I've accumulated is gone.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, it's like ripping off that Band-Aid. So, well, it's gone. Can't do anything about it.
Oh, no.
Move on with your life.
Yeah.
I had to do that when I updated my iPhone to like, I think I went from like a iPhone 3 to a 7 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what mine was. Yeah.
No shit. Because like the information wouldn't, like they were like, we can't do anything. There's nothing that is formatted for this 3. We can't help you with that. You're gonna have to figure that out on your own terms. And I was like, shit.
I have so many numbers I got to keep for subcontractors and people related to construction that I got to sit down and like, okay, don't need you after a job or 3 jobs.
Oh yeah.
And it's like my friends list is like 20 people and all these other bullshit contacts that I don't need anymore. And I got rid of one who was a superintendent I worked with for a really long time, and I hadn't talked to him for several years. And then he moved back here. And he goes, hey, man, are you still working for so-and-so? And I didn't recognize the number because I deleted it. And I said, oh, I don't know. Who the fuck is this? Oh, this is Jesse. And like, oh, I'm offended you threw away my number. I'm like, well, dude, I haven't talked to you in like fucking 5 years.
Right.
I ended up going out to one of his jobs for a little bit. It was kind of a funny deal.
And then when you get older, you start going to that contact list and you start finding people that have passed on. It's like, huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one too.
Yeah.
I remember the first one was my grandma. She passed in 2001, I think. And I remember I was just flipping through the phone. I was like, oh, this is really sad.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. I still have my dad's number in my phone.
I was going to say, like, certain ones I still, I don't, like, New York Mike stuff, like any of the texts that I had gotten from him.
I still have all that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I would keep that for sure.
Yeah. My aunt, like I still have her number in my phone and anything that pertained to her when, she's been gone for, since 2020. So. Yeah, lost her in 2020, lost my grandma last year. I was like, yay, what a great time. And then what was it? Saturday? It was either Saturday morning or Sunday morning this weekend. I found out that an old friend passed in September, and no one told me. Like,
Oh man, that's sad.
yeah, had a rough couple days there, like just processing it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it takes a minute, to like
truly make sense of.
Right, especially if it was someone who was a good friend, like a good old friend, and you're like, fuck. Why did I not reach out to this person more often? Because we were such good friends for a hot minute, and then we just lost touch, and now there it is. But it's okay. It's fine. Life goes on.
Woody, Oblada.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
So, Huh? I was just repeating what Brian said.
Are we
Sorry.
done?
Are we
No.
done?
I'm
Jake,
still pulling this shit through.
he's
I mean,
over there
Do you
weaving.
want to finish the whole thing tonight, or?
I mean, I can. I don't.
Where
have
are you
to,
at?
but I'm almost done with Fox.
Really? Already?
Yeah, I have the X to do yet.
Oh.
All right, I'll let you finish the X. Because X marks the
You'll let
X
spot.
me.
marks the spot. I like
That's
it.
right.
That works. Did you guys finish what you were working on?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
I'm almost finished. Like literally brush strokes away from being finished.
Nice.
That's cool. I didn't think I'd get nearly this much done, so pretty happy.
Good.
Well, leave it to me to hold everybody up.
You're not.
I'm mostly just kind of listening to the conversation and just absentmindedly painting.
Mhm.
I like that.
I'm with you. I'm doing the same thing. I've got a bunch of layers of dry brush situated, touched up some areas around things that I already painted, cleaned up the brown around the gray of the stones and stuff. And sometimes those are really small details, so you gotta use some tiny brushes. But now I'm putting a white dry brush on the stones so they stand out a little more.
Here, cracking.
It's plastic.
Shit.
It's
Well,
bound to
don't
crack
rush.
a little bit.
I've been
Yeah,
trying
you're
really
okay.
hard lately to clean my Citadel pot lids out really good when I'm done.
Oh, the lids.
Yeah, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yep.
There are times I'll get like some of them out and I'll just, when they're dry, and I'll pop the lid open and just take all the excess paint out of the ridges.
Yeah,
and
that's what I just
Big.
shove a toothpick in there and start making my way around, and usually
Right.
it comes out in one chunk.
Yeah.
Lucky.
We've been watching some dio creators lately who are using trash and stuff like that, like leftover things, like lids off of, containers that they have just sitting around their house and stuff to make really cool stuff.
Yeah, this one guy made a fucking it's like this huge mecha elephant sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was all out of just like
Scraps of trash and stuff.
scraps of trash and like
Made this out of scraps in a cave.
like he used like leftover toys because I guess he does this stuff all the time. He had like leftover toys from like the dollar store, so there's just like all these little cheap looking, Greeblies and whatnot.
It was super interesting to watch, and for some reason you're saying something about just like the paint on the inside of the lids and stuff like that, and it made me think about all that stuff he was doing, just cutting little things apart and sticking things together. The cartoon movie Howl's Moving Castle?
Oh yeah.
Do you know that? It's Studio Ghibli or whatever. Ghibli stuff.
I'm not sure. Doesn't come to mind.
I always say the wrong word. It's like the same studio that did Princess Mononoke and shit, I'm trying to remember. Ponyo, yeah, like there's a ton of those like anime style movies, but they're almost like Disney feature film cartoons.
Oh,
kind of thing.
Can't say I'm familiar. I'm sorry to say. I'd probably know it if I saw it.
He did like a rendition of Howl's Moving Castle, and it's like this castle made of garbage, sort of, like odds and ends welded together and stuff like that. There is on walking legs.
Oh wow!
And he did a rendition of that ended up looking really amazing. And my favorite trick to get all the dust off. You gonna turn on, or is it dead?
Oh.
Because when you dry brush, you get like little dust particles all over everything.
Whoa, look at that.
Wow. That looks really awesome.
Heck yeah.
I'm excited to see how this turns out. Very cool.
Should focus. There we go.
There we go. Oh, yeah, there. I like it. Very nice.
Yeah, that is freaking incredible.
Yeah, I am really amazed at how good that light shoestring thing is. That's really neat. So I'm guessing the flashing, it's got the 3 settings?
Yeah, it's just got a little button here. You just push the button and
Gotcha.
goes through the cycles.
The straight piece that you have tucked up underneath that your leading edge, so to speak, by your hand.
This?
When you do that, the last function, it looks like lightning.
Oh.
Little lightning bolt.
Yeah.
That looks cool. That's really cool, man.
Yep. Michael's or wherever they carry these. Different colors.
Might have to look into that.
I'm doing a project for Jason L, and he kind of turned me on to these. And I had bought one prior to that, but like I didn't know what I was gonna do with it, and then was doing something for him. And yeah, like you can literally cut these things too. Like you can cut it there and it'll still work.
Oh, really?
How it does it? Yeah.
So you can get rid of the excess.
Yeah.
And you just plug it into the base thing.
Yep. So it has like a little connector here. I wish the battery pack wasn't so big, but
if you cut it, do you thread it back into that connector or something?
no, you just cut this, and for whatever reason, it still makes a circuit. I don't know how it does it, but like it does.
Oh, I'm sorry. The part that's plugged in is by the.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Now we're good. All right, now I
Yeah,
understand.
That's this.
Yeah, you can cut off the excess, whatever you don't need anymore.
Mhm.
So you can make them as shorter as long as you need to.
Kind of crazy.
Awesome. Super sweet.
Super duper sweet.
That was really
Cool. Well,
Sorry.
we wanna.
Sorry. Okay,
You guys want to go? It's getting late.
you can roll.
I'm tired. It's
Yeah,
that
man.
third night in a row.
Okay.
Oof, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get some sleep.
We're
Yeah. I got a late dinner and then an early morning.
well, I will get this all finished up and show it off next time.
Yeah, I definitely want to
Yeah,
see
set
that.
up.
That looks awesome.
I've been
Fun with neon
painstakingly
signs.
working on this.
So yeah, your
Part of
dial's pretty cool, but does it have a neon sign?
Right, right.
I didn't think so.
To have a strip club entrance.
I don't
Probably
think
not.
so. Anyway. Well, you guys want to tell people where they can find you if they want to hunt you down and talk to you?
Sure.
Go ahead, Brian.
So you can find me on wonderful shows like ETR and BTM on Mondays and Tuesdays, respectively. At Brinklars on Instagram. But I did want to reshare. We did an interview with Robert Post yesterday about this new action figure line, Savage Crucible, that he's putting together. Or he answered all kinds of questions and stuff yesterday. So
That was a great
feel free to
show.
tune in and check that out. And also, I wanted to mention that the Realm is going to be congregating at BotCon this year in August. And
Nashville, baby.
yeah, Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Presented by Agabus, the BotCon is. And we're going to be doing our rock box again this year. We've been on hiatus. We didn't do one for the last TFCon. And so it's back. And
back, baby, and it's better than ever.
yeah, so if
Baby
you're in the market,
welcome.
which you should be,
Mhm.
we will be announcing pre-order information soon, hopefully.
Yes.
We're just getting things buttoned up. And it's a very special one. Very, very special.
Very special.
You don't want to miss this one.
Do not want to miss this one.
Save your money.
Pawn your jewelry.
Yep.
What's the other one? Roll your change.
Roll your change.
Roll your change. Yeah, all that good stuff.
Sell all your phase life.
That's right. Sell your phase light.
Go ahead, Mike.
all your movie Transformers.
Yep.
Favors. Mike Wells on Facebook, and Monday and Tuesday in the chat on Into the Realm and Breaking the Mold, and here every other Wednesday.
Nice. I'm Chan. You can find me, Chandra Cooper, on Facebook. You can find me on ETR on Monday nights, best part of my Monday. Hopefully it's the best part of your Monday too. And you can find me here with you guys on the Shelf Gravies every other Wednesday, hanging out, painting stuff, building things. Who knows what we'll get into?
Who knows?
And
So, Mike, did you finish anything more on your custom there?
Just almost what it looked like before I did the torso. The light in here is terrible. You can't really see, but I did like a lighter blue in between the darker blue around the like tattoos or whatever. I put her arms in just so I could get everything lined up. I'll take them back out and clear coat them and whatnot. And her head's done, and I got the legs. The other one looks just like this one.
that is so cool.
Hell yeah.
I love that you freehand that. That's awesome.
Thanks. I'll put these under my little magnifying light and do some touch-ups and then clear coat those. And
Sweet.
I also got some little my action figure custom feet.
Oh yeah.
They'll make the little
Yeah.
Zombie 13, I think, drew the images for these, and then he does a pretty good job on that stuff. And that's about it.
Are those the ones with like the claw nails on them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
These are for the 2.0, like the goblins.
Yeah.
The goblins or the women. Yep. And then I got some bigger ones too.
Nice.
They're really cool. It just adds a little bit more than just the same old boots every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I finished building my thingy.
Oh
Sweet.
yeah, let's see it.
There it is.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
That's so fun.
Yep,
Does it
and
chomp?
yeah, and I never had this one as a kid, which is what I really love about this line. Is they preserve all the gimmicks.
Oh yes.
So the treads move,
Sweet.
and when they move, come on. Yeah,
Oh,
there
shit.
you see it.
Oh, there it
Nuh-uh.
is.
That's
Yep.
great.
Fuck yeah.
So
Awesome.
I tell you, and you get this thing zooming, man. You can get that jaw really going. Yeah.
Pac-Man.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then it came with the Roboto. So I'm really into collecting these little dudes. So this is the first time we get the real Roboto, which is pretty awesome.
It's great. I got my tree finished what I wanted to do to it.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's not as red and stuff as it was. There's a lot more deeper color in there.
Yep.
Put a whitewash on some of the stone, or a white dry brush on some of the stones, so you can see them a little easier now.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I like that.
Nice.
So
The texture's really good on that.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Like sharp, very sharp bark.
It's wanted it to look gnarly, so
Yeah. It doesn't look like a tree that'd be fun to climb in.
no, it's that creepy old tree on the hill that none of the kids
Stay
want
off.
to go near.
Stay
Yeah.
Stay off.
Yeah.
And JD's about done with his neons there, so
I'm getting there.
we'll wrap that up as we finish out the show and see what everything looks like next time.
Yeah. So you can find me, JD Brocious, on the Facebook groups, Pigment Surgery on Instagram, and Xbox
10
Live.
years.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years
Yeah.
tattooing.
Congrats
which
on
is,
that.
pretty exciting. Decided to give myself a raise because no one else was going to. So, yeah. Good stuff.
That's a good idea. I need to go into work tomorrow and demand a raise.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Just tell them you're giving yourself a
They'll
raise.
probably raise their middle finger at me and say get to work.
Yep. Unfortunately.
And I guess that's us,
Yeah.
right?
Thanks
Yeah.
everybody in the chat for coming by.
Yeah, everybody. Thanks.
Nice
Thanks
seeing
for
pictures
tuning
and
in.
whatnot.
We'll catch you next time.
All right.
Definitely.
Toodles!
Say it with me now.
Round